Hi, Burke Franklin here with Business Power Tools. I'm going to show you how we've added AI to the business plan to make writing a business plan go from days to like minutes. And so here's the business plan panel here. You can see there's all these different panels on for different projects we can enable you to do. But right now, this is all about the business plan. Everything business planning is on this panel: financial model, pitch deck, the handbook of business planning. But let's start with BizPlanBuilder here. And I'll go to our demo. You can just click a plus sign and start a new plan, but I've got a few started here. This is the one I'm going to use for a demo. And so what I want to show you here, this is the part where you set up the information that's going to populate your entire plan. And we do have a couple of different variations of company name. One is the company legal name. For example, like I put Ford Motor Company, Inc. But how are you going to refer to them? That's great for your letterhead, titles of documents, contracts, all that stuff. But throughout all your documents, you're going to refer to them as Ford. At Ford, we do this. At Ford, we do that. You're not going to say at Ford Motor Company, Inc. all throughout it. That's horrible. Anyway, so then you have other information in here. You can add founders in here. It's very simple to do. Click and add them in there. The big thing here is this. We are in the what industry? This will appear throughout your business plan in a zillion places, at least 100. So why should you have to retype it over and over again? Let's just put it in here once. This also is going to define for the AI what industry you're in. So it's going to do all of its searching and analysis and research and everything based on this. So we are in the electric surfboard industry. Congratulations. All right. Now, typically you can go in and open up all kinds of different categories, but I'm going to use the unclassified master template here for this example. And of course, down here, we want to say when the business was founded, what your fiscal year end is, and what month and year this plan was prepared for. So January 26th is when we're talking about this. So save it next. It opens up. And this is going to show up blank. And I'm going to start with, say, market. First, let me show you how this gigantic menu we have here is. It started out, way back in the day with a Word document. The whole thing was one big Word document. And you would do a global search and replace on your company name, and that'd be your first part of your customization. But you can see here, these are the main components of a business plan. And so what you're going to do is you're going to start here. You can do some other stuff here, but get the plan going. You want to talk about, introduce the problem. And so we get into the market analysis. And what we can do here is all these things are broken down into little bite-sized pieces. So you're not trying to do one giant document. You can go through and look at different components here. And then when you bring on an investor or a buyer of your business, they can look at this and click on whatever section they want to read and find out what they want. So you don't have to read your business plan like it's a novel. So I'm going to open up market size. Like I said, it typically starts out with nothing in it. So it's going to look like this, but you've got this template right here. And so you click the template and then you click add this template to your business plan. And now it populates it. And I'm going to show you, it says, watch the video intro. This is me explaining what it is that investors and lenders are looking for.
One of the key questions any investor or lender is going to ask or certainly be curious about is how big is the market for this thing you're doing? So we want to talk about market size. Now we'll talk about.
Okay, you can see it's a minute to 2 minutes. They're all real short. There's a place for some notes. There's the explanation that goes with this, so it's not all that complicated. And then you saw the template. And then here we are with the content. Now, here's the new thing. What we've done is we've added a series of prompts. And the difference is you could take a prompt and try to write a section of a business plan without all this content. But what if this prompt included all this content? Let me show you what that looks like when you do it. So we tell this instructions up here talking about, you can edit this prompt, of course, just type anything you want in here. So you can customize the prompt. And then we put that in here so it doesn't just automatically go to the AI immediately. You get a chance to edit the prompt. And we're talking about describing and quantifying the overall market size, prioritized by highest probability and least risk. We're going to indicate any last year's numbers or numbers changing. And what about 20% of the market would generate 80% of our revenue? That's the Pareto principle. So you don't think, oh, I've got to do everything. No, just give you some ideas here. This is the kind of thing you're going to show an investor if you're looking for money, how you're thinking about the business, how you're going about this, how you've researched it. So you can see I've copied just the prompt and the initial template. This initial template was initially, well, back in the day, this was the human prompt. This is prompting you with what to say. Now we're going to prompt the AI with what to say. So I'm going to go over here to this other AI. I'm using earthgrid.com. You may not have heard of it yet, but it's an extraordinary AI where he basically gets the best of a handful of AIs. Now you could do this with any AI you want. So I'm just going to show you here. And so what it starts doing is it starts running this, and on all the information we give it, you can see it going. Oh, the last thing we also ask it, because AIs are prone to making stuff up. We don't want to have that. So we told it to cite every source of its information. I copy the formatted text here. I go back to BizPlanBuilder. I'm going to just copy in here over the whole thing and paste it. And now you can see that table of references. You can see all the information that's built into this thing. All of a sudden, it's that fast. And you can go through the entire business plan this way and use the same sequence of events that I just did. I'll do, let's say, market segments. Let's do demographic segmentation. Again, this would start out empty, and I would go up to the template, and I would say, okay, add this template to your business plan. There it is. And then we're going to grab the prompt, drag it all the way. There's not as much content in this one, but you'll see what it does here as well, which is really kind of cool. We'll go back to the AI. We're going to turn, oh, this one has a cool thing. You can, by checking the box, you can include the previous session as part of what's going forward. So you can kind of roll the learning of the AI for your business plan forward. And you'll find that if you subscribe to an AI, they're going to keep your, the idea is that they don't use your information to train their large language model, because you want to keep your information secret, which is really why I'm using EarthGrid as well, because it prevents the AIs from taking all your information. So we're keeping it private. Got to keep your business secret. This is just filling. Look at this. Oh my God. Anyway, let me copy it back to the business plan. I'm gonna leave the prompt in place. Just, I think, my philosophy here is leave that prompt in place so the investors can see what you did. We pretty much are going to presume you used AI to begin with, so why not? Anyway, so this is, I'm going to just delete that for the second, but look at this. This is all of the information. This is the demographic segmentation about this, but electric surfboards, who knew? But this is showing your investors or somebody buying your business exactly who this market is. Look how fast it is. You don't have to research that. You just cut and paste and copy it in there, and you are rocking. So you can go through this whole thing and create this, which originally looked like it was daunting, but it's just not anymore, because that's as simple as it gets. I'm going to stop there and bring you back. And thank you for watching, and go for it. If you have any questions, give us a call. It's easy to answer the questions. And as you can see, it's easy enough to use. There's no new app to learn. I'm sick of learning. I've been learning a zillion apps. I've learned a lot of apps. So this one is really all about the content and helping you get a business plan going. And basically, whatever you need to do with it, it's great for, of course, raising capital, onboarding new people, ultimately selling your company. Talk to you soon.